What's up, guys? James Carter TV here for yet another edition of my 32 teams in 32 days. Sorry, I'm now 2 days behind schedule because yesterday and today I'm kind of sick and I just moved into college and classes just started, so a lot of things have come down on me in the past 24 hours, but regardless, I am back today and we will get it done. I will pound through the things that I am going through in order to supply you with good content. I'm sorry, I couldn't come up with the last rhyme. Today, we are talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that I hated going into the 2014 season and a team that proved me wrong, despite injuries that they had. So, will I hate them again? Well, let's find out. We're going to talk about their strengths, their weaknesses. We'll look at the toughness of their schedule, and I'll give you my official win-loss prediction for the team. Now, the strengths for the Kansas City Chiefs, number one, you have to talk about their defense and specifically their linebackers. They're bringing back Justin Houston at their premier outside linebacker position, and opposite of him, you have Tamba Hali. Somehow they managed to retain both of these men, and they will continue to supply a magnificent pass rush for them. And behind them, you have Dee Ford, who did not do anything in 2014, well, to me, and hasn't looked very good in the preseason. But hey, he's not going to be playing much anyway for now. And also Derek Johnson at the inside linebacker position. Overall, very solid linebacking core. That's obviously the strength of this football team. Now, things get a little more interesting for their next strength. I'll go to the running back position. Now you have Jamal Charles, who continues to be, when healthy and on the field, a top 3 running back in the NFL. He's that good. He's that great at what he does. Behind him, you have Niles Davis, who I don't think is really that good, but I think the way Andy Reid uses him and the way Alex Smith uses him ends up producing more than he would on any other team in the NFL, because I don't think he'd have a job anywhere else, to be quite honest. But with this team, with this squad, now Davis is a very good weapon for this offense. And even at the fullback position, Anthony Sherman might be one of the best fullbacks in the league. So their whole running back core is a very strong one indeed. The next strength on this team, I give it up to the defensive line. You have Don Terry Poe manning the middle. Now, he does have some injury issues in this training camp period, so we'll see whether or not he can produce. And you also drafted Raheem Nunez Roches. I can't remember what school he went to, but he could be someone that could step in and play a little bit for you in the early stages while Don Terry Poe gets what he needs to get done within the first games of the season. You have Mike DeVito at the other, at one of the right defensive end positions, or at one of the defensive end positions, him being the right one. The left one, Alvin Bailey, who isn't very good, but you know, he's a decent defensive lineman to have. So overall, the defensive line is pretty good too. Now, the next couple are neither strengths nor weaknesses, and for me, that's the secondary, and it could be these could potentially be either or, depending on how the season goes. This one I think is going to lean towards the strength, and that's their secondary. It was questionable last season, but now you're getting back Eric Berry at the strong safety position. So boom, that's something that you don't have to worry about. Sean Smith of the Green Bay Packers is someone that you were able to bring into the fold. You drafted Marcus Peters, who sounds as if he's been playing well in training camp and preseason. So Marcus Cooper is still there as well in the mix. So the quarterback position still has some questions there, but is leaning towards a good strength for this team. So it's definitely a position worth watching out for. Patrick Gaines and Steven Nelson also in the mix as well at the cornerback positions. Ron Parker and Tyvon Branch at the free safety position. So it's a pretty good, solid secondary, actually. So let's just go ahead and say it's a strength anyway. All right, so with that said, There's one more in the middle, and that's their quarterback, Alex Smith. He's never going to be a great quarterback. He's never going to be a top 10 quarterback ever. I mean, right now he's like about 18, and he's never going to reach 16. I mean, he's okay. And he's not a long-term option. Sorry, I'm sick, and I'm crazy today. I'm sorry. But with that said, he is a guy that can take it to the playoffs. I mean, he'll take you there. You're not going to win a Super Bowl. All right. You're never, ever going to win a Super Bowl with Alex Smith unless if you have the best defense of all time. Now, maybe he could win with the Seattle Seahawks defense of 2013 or 14. But even then, that's asking a lot because Russell Wilson couldn't even win with them in 2014. So I don't know. I don't know what the Chiefs are going to have to do if they want to win the Super Bowl because they're not going to win one with him. But with that said, I mean, he's all right. Their tight end position, yes, you could say it's pretty good. You have Travis Kelce, who's a good tight end, but behind him, there's not much. So I guess it's kind of a net positive, but also slightly. Weaknesses, 2 are big. Your offensive line is still an issue, and it will be an issue until Eric Fisher does something. Until he can turn into the player that he should be, being the first overall pick in the 2013 NFL draft, and not being the player that was expected of him to be. You know, coming out of Central Michigan, he has not been that player. He needs to step up and play to the level that is required of him. The other position's a little bit of a question. You drafted Mitch Morse. Can he fit into that equation? Right now you have Kush starting, who isn't very good, who hasn't really shown himself. Can Mitch Morse slide into that spot and be a good player? I don't know. You have Zach Fulton at the right guard position, not very good. Donald Stevens at the right tackle position, not very good. Offensive line still has a lot of issues here that need to be figured out. But the good thing for you is that even with issues on the offensive line, your boy, Jamal Charles, still will run well. And this is proven consistent throughout his career. Remember, the Chiefs went 2-14. Jamal Charles still ran for 1,500 yards. He's like, I don't care. The offensive line sucks. My quarterback sucks. I don't care. I'm still running for 1,500 yards. So, because you have Jamal Charles, you can get away with that. And Alex Smith, it's not like he's going to be dropping back for 40 passes anyway. Hopefully. Because if he is, you've lost the game. Your wide receivers are weak. Now, yes, you did sign Jeremy Maclin. Okay, hoorah. The rest of the wide receivers they really don't even deserve to be in the league. Okay, Jason Avant does not deserve to be in the league. Albert Wilson does not deserve to be in the league. Junior Hemingway does not deserve to be in the league. These are not NFL caliber. Frank Hammond, come on, guys. These are not NFL wide receivers. So you're trotting out guys that don't need to be in the league. Now, you drafted Chris Conley. I don't know how much he's going to produce out of the gate. So wide receiver is still an issue. But with all of this said, last season, with Jamar Charles having the issues that he had, and with some other stuff they had on defense, some issues there, with Eric Berry having the big issue that he had, this team went 9-7. And a lot of the issues they had now were even worse last season. So with that said, how could they not improve? Well, the schedule. The schedule is an issue. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs already being in the AFC West with a Denver Broncos team that, yes, Peyton Manning is aging, but their quarterback is still better than yours. And a lot of their positions are better than yours, and they're just a better team than you. They just are. The San Diego Chargers, who you could be better than them, but it's close, and the Raiders are coming. So you're in a difficult division. Then you face the NFC North, which is a very difficult division indeed. So those are 2 of the toughest divisions in the NFL that you find yourselves going up against this season. One of them you're in. And then you guys also have to go up against the AFC North. So you're talking about, to me, the 3 toughest divisions in football. As you go up against the AFC West, which you are in, the NFC North, and the AFC North. Holy crap, that's hard. I mean, that's difficult. Those are the 3 best divisions in football. And now, you're saved because you get to go go host Buffalo, and you get to go to Houston. But going to Houston is not really that easy, but still. This is a very, very, very difficult schedule. It's very, very difficult. So with all of this said, maybe the Chiefs are able to do better with this schedule than I think they can. And best case, 11-5. You went maybe less, maybe 10-6. This is a tough schedule, guys. This is a tough schedule. We're talking about you guys having to go at Green Bay, at Cincinnati, at Minnesota, at Denver, at San Diego, at Baltimore, hosting Denver, hosting Pittsburgh, hosting Detroit. These are tough, tough, tough games. So best case scenario, 10-6. Worst case scenario, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys went 6-10. I mean, this schedule is difficult. My prediction, 8-8. Now, you guys will be a better team than your record will indicate, and hopefully, Andy Reid will have a bigger leash. And even the more I'm thinking about it, because I may have to go even worse. I may have to go down to 7-9. I'm really thinking about it because we're talking about the 3 toughest divisions in football. And this is not me hating on your team now. This is not me hating on your team. This is me just saying this schedule is tough. I'm sorry, 7-9. 7-9 for the Kansas City Chiefs is my prediction. And worst case, it could be 6-10. Not much worse than that. You'll win 6. But it's tough. Now, Chiefs fans, feel free to yell at me in the comments, but I mean, you got to tell me. If you're telling me 10-6, you got to sit down and you got to tell me, you got to point out to me the 10 wins. You got to say this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And you got to justify because I can't see it. Now, maybe this 7-9 record can put you near the top 10 and you can upgrade the quarterback position because that's something you guys need to do. You've been putting it off for the past 5 years, or maybe not 5, but 5 years you guys have been putting it off. So, I mean, hell, why don't you invest in that? Because until then, you're not really going to be better than mediocre to first-round exit. So, yeah, until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.